Good morning and welcome to Right CNC. We're going to do a couple of small tests before we get our table officially up and running, or a couple of small tests to make sure that our table is operating properly, and then we can start cutting with it. So if you can just double check these things, we can go from there. Sound good? All right. Well, I'm going to go over here, and let me go ahead and remove this camera. We're actually doing a little bit of moving here. There we go. All right. One thing we want to check when we first set up our table is that the distance from the top of that tip to the bottom of this bracket is about 5 inches. That's going to be important to consider. And that's really all I want to check up on the table. We do also, I guess there's one more thing on the table proper. We do want to make sure that there's that little clicking sound that you hear when you lift this torch up. This ensures that we are engaging that switch. There's also a digital way to check that, but we won't be running that digital test right now. There's another video for that, and if you do experience certain touch-off issues, we do want to make sure that that's set. All right. Moving on, if you have questions about those, give me a call. Let's move on to the next thing. Next thing is we have a bunch of files on our computer. We're going to go ahead and go to the Mach 3 loader first. Make sure it is a Mach 3 loader. Then I have multiple profiles here. I'm going to select the 418. Your system may have other options there, but make sure you are selecting the 418 variation of that particular update. Unless, of course, this video is seen past the 119 update, in which case use the latest version of the update unless otherwise stated. So go to the 418, hit OK. Now we have the Mach 3 opening up. Wonderful. A couple of things I will do when I first set up my table. I always make sure I hit reset. Okay, and I'm going to load my G-code, load G-code, cool. I have a bunch of files here. I'm just going to go with 1/4 inch hold parts. Okay, hit open. Cool. Okay, now here's where we get critical. We do want to make sure our control box here is on. We also want to make sure that both are USB. So we have a white USB cable here and a serial port. So we want to make sure that both of these wires, both this white one and the white one there, both white ones are all pieced and pushed into where it should be. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to zero everything out, 0x, 0y, 0z. We also want to make sure that our table is, when we go to start it, make sure that our table isn't moving. Make sure we don't have any looseness. Once this particular switch is on, you should see no motion here. So I can actually wiggle this back and forth, wiggle this forward and backwards, and you're not going to see motion. So watch for that. If you do see motion, you're going to have to tighten up little bits of that motor or that motor. Outside of that, we have this all set up. All right, so I've set my 0 there. I'm going to go ahead and hit page down. Page down ensures that I actually have motion in my z-axis. My left goes left, my right goes right, my page up goes up, my page down goes down. If any of these don't have this, then go ahead and look on the customer support under technical support and watch the video labeled how to fix backwards motors. It'll walk you through step by step how to fix the backwards motor. But if this is the case where you have left, left, right, right, up is up, down is down, you are good to go. I would just go ahead and zero everything out, 0x, 0y, 0z. Then we hit Regen Toolpath. The reason we do this, the reason we make this such a priority to hit Regen Toolpath is because of the way the computer reads the code. If we don't hit Regen Toolpath, it could be basing off of any 0 on this table. So always, always, always make sure you hit 0x, 0y, 0z and hit Regen Toolpath. In that way, we can then go ahead and run the full gamut of this table and have positional accuracy, so our parts are going to be accurate, and it's not going to be moving way off to the left, way off to the right, way off to the up or down or what have you when it's trying to cut. So those are the couple of things I want to check before we really get into it, and then we will go from there. So take a look at those, make sure that we're running those same processes here, and we'll take it from there.